what my shirt said. Hello and welcome back to another video. So I am continuing on with my decluttering videos, and today is the beginning of the one that I thought originally was like, I can't do it, it's too hard, which is our bookcase. So if this is the first video you've ever seen of mine, we are a family of we're a family of 12. So we have 12 people living in not a huge house, which for the most part is fairly organized and tidy, but we do have a lot of books. So that's why with our big bookcase area that I will show you shortly, I'm breaking it up into 3 separate videos because I don't want my videos to be super long, and I also want to kind of show like a realistic how to declutter, how to sort and organize when you have kids around. So I have all my kids around, and hopefully with words of compassion and love, they will show mercy on their mother and not do really crazy, maniacally loud noises while I'm filming. But we'll just see how we go because it's regular life. So today's plan is the bookcase in the lounge room. I'm gonna do this section closest to the window. I hope my video doesn't become a Catherine showing her butt the whole time video, because I'll be like up on a ladder and yeah, so and that you guys can see me make progress. So this very much is genuine real life, showing you what I have and what it looks like now. I have not opened the cupboards and assessed, and I blame my children for all the mess because I just think, isn't that easier? You just blame the kids, like I didn't know, so I just plead ignorance. I constantly feel in this space of like, we have too many books, you gotta get rid of the books, get rid of all of the books. But I'm like, no, Catherine, you don't have to get rid of everything just because. But I do really want to streamline, and I don't want to keep things in the home that we're not using and that we start to become burdened against, by. I'm settling on by. You know how you can just become burdened by the things that you have, either through dusting them, organizing them, or keeping track of what you have? Well, here you go. You've got this person in front of you saying that while I plan to systematically work my way through the house, that it isn't just about saying at the end of it, I decluttered 80% of my belongings. If we end up doing that, then that's what we end up doing, but that isn't the actual plan. The plan is to keep what we use and what we love and what we want to keep, and that we don't just keep things because, enter your reason here. So, there you go. There's your little intro to my video. We will now head into the lounge room together. We will open the cupboards and we will see what we have. I'll catch you in just a second in the lounge room with the revolver and Reverend Green. We made it to the lounge room. So, this is the bookcase where we keep books and games and mysteries and surprises. So I'm going to be doing that end cupboard. What do we keep in there? All right. I faced my fears and it's not as bad as I thought. So maybe decluttering, letting go of stuff, moving stuff around, or maybe just tidying it up a bit. But this is an example. Is this like a homeschooler thing where you tape things inside the cupboard that you convince yourself, oh, we're gonna look at this every single day, and then you never look at it ever again? Remember, we're not trying to be perfect. We're trying to do the best with what we've got, even if we have junk lighting. So, the bookcase. I'm gonna, hang on. Is that better? We're gonna go with that. We're gonna go with the blind closed. And you could probably guess what I need to do before we look at the bookcase. So, will we be back? I would like to present to myself a gift of love for dealing with that nappy. No, not really. It's kale. Kale is nasty and disgusting. Is this the bookcase?
Yeah.
Yeah? And I told everybody that this wasn't going to be a butt video.
Yeah.
Where I just show my butt the whole time. James, what are we doing? Okay, so up the top we mostly have taller books and cookbooks. And then we have our collection of red wall books, which I'm not getting rid of any of them. This is the trouble zone, where I'm not happy with what we have. And then down here is just texters and paper. So, are you gonna help me?
Yeah.
What are we gonna do? Okay, so in my usual style, I'll probably get up on the most unsafe option of things. And then we'll just see. Ta-da! So, it's hardish to see me, but I think you'll survive. I've got my new, my sweater on. What are you doing with the kale?
Yeah.
Can you put that in the kitchen?
Yeah.
Thank you. Up here is usually where I put things when I want the kids to actually get rid of them. I know, like they forget about it, and then it's easier for them to say, yeah, we don't want it. So we have coloring books, crafts, papers, coloring books, stuff. So I think what I might do is I'll look through here. I'll decide yes, no, maybe so. And then I'll...
I did that.
Or... Thank you, James. Did you put it in the kitchen?
Yeah.
Yeah? Or did you put it in the bin? Good boy. Yeah, so I'll do that. And then we'll show you what I keep and what I get rid of. One pile is fantasy self pile, which is these gardening magazines. We all have a fantasy self. If you haven't met your fantasy self yet, it's usually an area of your life where you feel like you may do something, and then in reality you actually don't do anything. So here's an example. This magazine is about gardening and stuff. It's from 1984. And you open it up and it says things like a good life and half a century of homesteading, and it makes you really feel like, yes, I'm gonna read this book and I'm gonna make a co-op and I'm gonna make my own windows, and I don't know what other junk that made me think, yes, I'm gonna do it. But this fantasy life, vegetable photos on the back, you know, all these things that kind of make you think, yeah, I'm totally gonna do it. Haven't done it. This is a pile of 3 books. So we've got this wildlife map coloring book, personalize and create stickers, and A Million Owls coloring book. These don't belong to me. So even though they've been up in the cupboard and no one's done anything with them for 3,000 years, I'm going to ask the owners, and then on the bottom of the screen, you're gonna see if it says toss or keep. Okay? These I'm throwing away and I'm not telling the kids. I know that seems horrible, but they have other coloring books down below so they don't get told. And these are just going. One is basically all colored in and the other one I don't like. So there we go. Toss, ask, and give to somebody who isn't living their fantasy life. I felt like I nearly broke my toe earlier getting up and down from here, but You're gonna find this shocking after seeing me decluttering my bedroom video, but I found so many notebooks. Why not? Why not have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. 8.
Mama.
Yes.
Becky.
Is that Lego?
Yeah, Lego.
You playing with Lego?
Yeah. Put down, put that.
Notebooks. Notebooks. Always the notebooks. So clearly I put these up in the top because I was like, as we use up notebooks, we'll need more. So unused, unused, unused. Composition books. This is obviously some wonderful deep thoughts that I had for 3.5 pages. Notebooks. Oh, this is another 10, a bit longer, maybe 20 pages of the same kind of thing as that notebook. So we're gonna make the 2 notebooks are gonna become 1 notebook, or maybe 0 notebooks. Another composition book. I have written in this, and it's like me doing goal setting for 2 pages. This book I think I actually have to keep. I think this is my beekeeping book where I write any notes and any things to do with the bees. I keep a record in here lest I ever be audited or checked on. So I keep my beekeeping one. This looks like a visual art diary that's empty. It's totally empty and not written in, and we fall into the temptation of like, maybe I'll use it, maybe I should keep it. Use it or lose it. This is my son's book. That goes in the pile of asking, do you want to use this and keep this? So that's the plan for this one. Another notebook that hasn't been written in at all. Here's the plan. I'm gonna keep this 1 book, and any of those other books that I showed you where I'd only written in like 2 or 3 pages, they're all going to new homes where other people who write in more than 3 pages can happily fill out the pages. Don't worry guys, I have 2 more books. So another, or was this? No, this was what I showed you. Oh, that makes me feel so much better. These were the books I already showed you. So I was like, okay. Children's Bible. These are the things where maybe it's kind of fantasy stuff or I don't know what, but I found this at a thrift store. The illustrations are like the old school illustrations. I really like it. Do we want to keep it? At this stage, it's yes. And then we have devotions. All right, 2 books. These potentially are really fantasy stuff. We've got The God I Love by Johnny Erickson Tada, and we have an Agatha Christie autobiography. These I might have even gotten from a little free library. It's literally the Agatha Christie autobiography and the Johnny Erickson. I'm going to keep these. I see other things that I'm more desirous to ditch. This is not easy, but we will get there. Together, we'll get there. So, recommendation, bookcase, shelf by shelf. So this is what I'm doing. Even though I know a lower shelf will be easier, I'm starting at the top and I'm working my way down and making big girl decisions with my big girl pants on. I was definitely telling the truth when I said that I'm not gonna like go into the other cupboards, except for the fact that I just went into the other cupboards, because I moved some of the Garfield books that we had here to the top shelf because my kids really love Garfield books, like all of them. And as much as I feel like just declutter them and get rid of them, you heard me say the part about them really loving them, didn't you? So I am going to have a stage in my life where my children won't live with me anymore. They will be grown up and independent and living their own happy lives. And I won't have many of the things then that I have now. You following me? It can be really easy when you're decluttering to want to just mass throw away things. But my children really like these books, okay? So that's why I'm still keeping them. I could say they will get over it. They will be fine. Like, I did get rid of the Diary of a Wimpy Kid books because I don't like that kind of humor. They enjoyed the books. They were here for a season, and we don't have those books anymore. But these were really big holdouts. Like, they were like, no, we want to keep our Garfields. We want to keep the red walls. And we want to keep the asterisks. And that's fine with me. They can keep them and I'll be okay. So we now have, I think I'm pretty much done. We have books up here that belong to other people that live in this house that want to keep them. We have all the Garfields, and then I have cookbooks. Could we say that half of these cookbooks are my fantasy life? Maybe, but we're not confronting all our demons today, just a few of them. And then down here, a bit lower, let's go down. Let's go down a little bit. We have our red wall books. So we love these books so much, and we actually are missing a few in the series. So the plan is to get them eventually. And then we have the Bibles, and then we're going to the real terrible shelf now, which is just down one floor. Beep, ding. Fix the jumper. There we go. And show you this is beyond a disaster. So I found a newspaper, and I have a feeling this was from that one time my husband wanted to clean something. I can't even remember what it was, and he said, you need newspaper to be able to clean. And I'm like, we don't have newspaper. So, why am I really good at, like, hey, I'll tell, here's a slight story time about me. If it's like a massive, really big deal, like one of my kids breaks their arms or we have a car accident or whatever, I'm cool as a cucumber, and I can make decisions really easily, and it's really quite effortless for me. I don't freak out, and I just take control. But when I have one piece of newspaper and I need to decide whether or not to keep it, that's when things get a bit wobbly, and I'm not very good at making decisions. So I probably will ask someone to make the decision. No, I decide for me. What do they have to say? Prison officers thwart alleged drug smuggling attempts. Recycling. Ben, if you ever see this and you're like, I need newspaper, I'm sorry, but you're not getting this one. This is just between you and me. Big decision. Getting rid. Okay. Someone didn't want their fine liners anymore, and this is a bad habit of mine. Oh, I might keep them for a while and think about them because I have a very strong feeling I have also shoved a ton of fine liners in here. So I will be moving these on to a new owner as well. I found a notebook on hard rubbish, and I was like, I'll totally use this. Let's see, what have I used it for? Composting, talking about sunflowers and dehydrating fruit. Things to do. This is another to-do list. No. I can't keep doing this to myself. I just have to let it go. This book, I think it was originally a fantasy self, like someone else had shared it online and then I went and bought it, but it really is so fabulous. So it's from the wonderful Mr. Spurgeon. It's a very, very smart man. I'm not getting rid of this. Do I look at it every single day of every year of my life? No. Do I want to? Yes. And do I do it more often than not, yes. So this is my rules. And just watch me fill up this space so I can't fit any Redwall books in it. Just watch me do that. Kindle, I bet you $5 is dead flat. I win! It's dead flat. My daughter and I both have Kindles. She uses hers all the time, and I use mine none of the time. But wouldn't I be a good minimalist if I kept it and still used it? This can be my accountability video, okay? I'm gonna keep this, and I'm gonna report back in 30 days to whether or not I read any of those books that were like fantasy self, gonna read Agatha Christie's autobiography. And do I charge this and actually read something on it? That's the itchy neck promise to you. Well, no, it's not a promise. It's a will I do it. So I need to charge this and I need to use it. This box is supposed to be for stickers only. These are all fine liners that my daughter gave to me and said, I don't want these. I want to declutter them. And instead of actually going, all right, let's get rid of them immediately, I put them in my sticker box. Why do I do this to myself? And then that leaves just stickers in here. Stickers. I used to be very like, you can't use the stickers. These are just for me to give to you on your papers. Clearly times have changed. And now I have care factor of 0. So I let the kids use these stickers. The real thing that I feel enormous guilt over is this container. This is full of cards and games and stuff we never use, but then I look at it and go, well, we might use it again and we should probably definitely keep it no matter what. But I just think of it this way, okay, let's, in our imagination land, we get rid of the box and it's gone. This is my laminator. It's just pretend, just imagination time. I then have all of this area free. Do I want to keep that there? I don't know. And you would have seen when I did my pan down that actually the bottom half of this cupboard's relatively empty. So this will be a process. This will be a process. So I think that's going to become a complete and total Redwall shelf, because then I can bring down all my bibliosity Christianese stuff to there. Cooking and Garfield. What a better match made in heaven. This is like it has extra glues, extra leads for the mechanical pencils, and more notebooks that I don't use. It has a Dymo labeler, pins for the pin board, and it has a glue breeding factory. It has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 glues. It has a super funky stapler. Just needed to sort of move stuff around a little bit. Penland, again. Remember what I said in my other video, my face and my voice may sound like I hate life, but I don't. I'm joking around. And my level of humor sometimes has to be explained to people, which is rather unfortunate. Not everybody's as sarcastic and weirdo as I am. But pens, Sharpies. I should tell you about the time my husband bought like a 24 pack of black Sharpies from Costco, and we had a 24 pack of the colored ones, and he like never wanted to get rid of them. And I've just slowly whittled it down over the years. He's never complained one time. He's never like, I so miss my 48 Sharpies. But this is an example of why you should check your stuff every now and then. This pen has seen better days, so it's gonna see an even worse day because it's going. Just don't tell the pen. Do we need red pens? No, because we make no mistakes in this house. So, maybe occasionally we make mistakes. So we're gonna get rid of one pen. We're gonna keep the red one that you can rub out your mistakes lest we make one. Fine liners. This was during the lockdowns when we had to order things from office work so we couldn't go into the store. We literally ran out of so many things and we just didn't have stuff. So that's why I bought like two and two for, we're never going in another lockdown, but I guess it was for that. And then I have this do you call this a bulldog clip? It's just been sitting there and doing nothing except getting dusty. So here's my evidence of dust, which I highly doubt is even showing up on the camera. Goodbye. Hey, James found my postcards. This is why you need to go through your stuff so you can organize it and don't bend it. Good boy. And then put it in the place where it's supposed to be. Oh, guys, I bought this tin of pencils. I was gonna say it's 1,222 pencils. That's false. 72. It has 72 pencils in it, and we're down to this depressive lot of pencils. The children, probably the younger children, have successfully used every single eraser. There are a few hoarded pencils that my older children so wisely have kept away from their younger siblings. But yeah, there we go. That's it. Oh, I haven't dealt with the cards box. I gotta make a decision there. To the bookcase. Well, like to the lab. Anyhow, let's turn around and I'll show you the finished product and I'll show you the mess on the ground and how James has been distracted. Far more organized with all the books in it that I know I want to keep. I know what's in what and it's organized. Do I need a poster for Venomous Snakes of Victoria? Highly doubtful, but for now I'm just gonna actually reposition it on the blue tack better. And this is James. Hi, James.
Hi.
James is very cute. And what I did was I threw the cards on the ground that I don't want to keep anymore and the box is empty.
Mama.
So then he is...
Mama.
Yeah?
Apple.
Apple. Do you like apples?
Yeah. And then apple.
So he's distracted with that. This is all goodbye things, I think. Except I will keep James.
Mama.
Yeah.
Apple.
So now he wants to eat an apple. We made it. I passed the test. So, ta-da! This side of the bookcase is empty. It's not empty. This side of the bookcase is organized. But yeah, true contentment isn't necessarily from our stuff. Well, it isn't. I know that. But yeah. Wow. I feel like it's going to be quite maybe a long video, but we'll see. If you've lasted all the way till now, that's the part where you say, I'm gonna double check that I'm actually subscribed because there's some lady talking in a puffy vest, puffy. If I'm gonna say puffy vest and puffy chest, you at least have to like the video because, wow. He came back. The last second, he came back. Do you have anything you need to say?
No.
No? Say thanks for watching.
Okay.
Have a good day.
Okay.
And what are you eating?
Eat the apple.
You show your apple? You show? You lift it up. There we go.